Right, so this is the Intermediate Numeracy Paper 1 from November 2016, question 8. It's a loci question, which means they're expecting you to construct, using compasses and ruler, the lines and the regions that you need to identify the conditions given to you in the question. So they're not expecting you to use a protractor to measure angles. So let's have a look at the context. The scale diagram opposite shows an Eisteddfod camping field. The camping field is 100 metres long and 80 metres wide. A river runs along the side AB, so there's AB, there's the river. So we've got a river running along there. There's a hedge along AD, and there's a fence along BC. DC is an opening with access to the Eisteddfod camping field, so there's no restriction along that top line of the rectangle there. Scale used is 1 centimetre represents 10 metres. A barbecue area is to be built on the camping field. The barbecue area must be nearer to the river than to the opening to the Eisteddfod camping field. Nearer to the river than to the hedge, and more than 30 metres from the corner of the field where the hedge meets the river. Draw suitable lines on the diagram and shade the region where the barbecue area could be built. Okay, so first of all, we'll take these one at a time. So if this is the river and this is the camping field, then there is going to be a line, there's going to be a point running along there where it's exactly the same distance from the river as it is to the opening to the Eisteddfod camping field. So you're looking for a line which is going to be parallel to DC and AB and exactly in between. So what they're going to look for you to do there is to construct a perpendicular bisector of one of these sides, and then that will run perpendicular at right angles to there, so it will be parallel to there and exactly halfway between. So to do that, you get your compass, you open your compass so it's visibly more than halfway, but it doesn't have to be anything exact, so that's visibly more than halfway. If I put the compass point on A and draw the arc of a circle like that, then without changing the size of the compass, I move the point to D and again draw another arc of a circle, and that's why it needs to be over halfway, otherwise those circles won't overlap. Now if I draw a line running through those two crossing points right the way across the shape, the rectangle, that line is exactly halfway between A and D, and because it's a rectangle, it's exactly halfway between B and C. So if we want the barbecue area to be nearer to the river, then it needs to be this side of that dividing line. So we'll deal with the region afterwards. So that's the dividing line for that first one. Nearer to the river than to the hedge means that we need to divide, there's the river and there's the hedge, we need to cut, so we need to draw a line which is equidistant between that line and that line. And if you know your loci constructions, if you want to draw a line which is equidistant, equal distance between two intersecting lines, you have to cut the angle between them. So it's an angle bisector, which is a different construction. So it's compass job again. So you get your compass, you open your compass to a distance, again it's not over halfway now, so it's just a manageable distance, but once you've fixed that distance you keep it there. So the lines that we want to bisect are AD and AB, so the common point is A. We put the compass on the common point and we arc across each of the lines AB and AD. So I've got an arc there and an arc there. You then move your compass, point to the first crossing and send out another curve into the middle of the shape. Without changing it, you repeat that at the second crossing to get another set of intersecting arcs. And where those cross, you join to the edge of the two intersecting lines. We want nearer to the river than to the hedge. Along that line is exactly the same distance from the river and the hedge. So that side would be nearer to the hedge than the river. This side would be nearer the river than the hedge. So it's going to be that side of the line. And finally, more than 30 metres from the corner of the field where the hedge meets the river. So this is the corner of the field where the hedge meets the river. More than 30 metres from the corner of the field. So this is an equal distance from a point, which again is another construction. If you're equidistant from a point, you're going to be drawing a circle or part of a circle. This circle needs to be 30 metres, which is going to be 3 centimetres. So get your compass, open your compass to exactly 3. So there you can see I'm on 3 centimetres. Put the compass at the point where we're measuring the equal distance from and draw that circle through the boundaries. So that circle is exactly 30 metres from that corner. So if we want more than 30 metres, it has to be outside that section. So just to finish off, let's indicate which part of the field we're in. So I'm looking for a different colour pen. So it's got to be nearer to the river than the opening. So it's got to be below that fence, that green line. Nearer to the river than the hedge. So it's got to be below that diagonal. And more than 30 metres from the corner of the field. So it's got to be outside that that circle there. So pretty much what we're looking at is it's got to be outside that part. It's got to be below this part. And it's got to be below that part. So the region that we're interested in is this section here. Just to be sure, nearer to the river than the opening. That's your boundary for equal distance between the river and the opening. So it's going to be nearer to the river, that side. Nearer to the river than to the hedge. On this line is exactly the same distance from the river to the hedge. So if it's going to be nearer to the river, it's going to be down there. And more than 30 metres from the corner of the field. This circle is exactly 30 metres. This side would be less, that side would be more. So that's the region that you're looking for. As far as the mark scheme is concerned for that, so unambiguous straight line from midpoint plus or minus 2 millimeters AD towards BC. So there's one mark for correctly having that parallel line halfway. Unambiguous angle bisector of DAB. What it means by unambiguous is that these construction lines are clearly marked, so that it's showing you didn't measure it with a protractor, it has been constructed. So there'd be one mark for that one. Arc centre A with radius 3 centimeters. Arc centre A is part of a circle there. So that's 3 marks for the constructions. Actually, there's 2 marks for that one. and then 1 mark for correctly identifying the right region. So as I've mentioned previously, if you want to practice loci, they're definitely on my Jones and Sum website, definitely in the higher tier topics, possibly in the intermediate tier. Look for loci, and also there's a loci intro video there where I explain the standard constructions that you need to know.